Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if this is your first time here. Today I am sharing 3 really quick and easy weeknight or weekend meals. I'm really looking forward to sharing them with you because they are perfect for this time of year. They're going to have you in and out of your kitchen so you can enjoy this beautiful summer weather. The first recipe is for these chicken Alfredo sandwiches, and this is an easy crock pot meal so you can get it started in the beginning of the day and then have dinner ready when you are. So you're just going to start out by using whatever kind of jarred Alfredo sauce you like, and then to that I'm adding some chopped onion and some chopped up sun-dried tomatoes. And then you can add in anything that you like or omit anything that you don't like here. The recipe did call for basil as well, which I left out, but you can add that if you have some basil. And then I added in some garlic powder, some Parmesan cheese, and then a little bit of salt and pepper. So you're just going to give that a good stir to combine everything well together, and then we're going to add the chicken in. Now, I serve this as a sandwich, but you could also serve this over rice or pasta. My husband actually had the leftovers over some rice and really enjoyed it. If you're not planning to serve it as a sandwich, I also think a great addition would be some broccoli. So keep that in mind if you're looking for a different type of meal and using these ingredients for something other than the sandwich. I think that would be a good addition. So then you're just going to add your lid on top, and then I cooked mine on low heat for about 4 hours, I believe. You just want to check it and see when the chicken is tender, and then once it is falling apart, you just want to go ahead and shred that up with a couple of forks. I don't even remove it from the crock pot. I think it's just easier to keep it in all of the juices. So I'm just going to shred that really well and then stir everything to combine, and then we are ready to serve. I cannot say enough good things about this recipe. It was absolutely delicious, and I absolutely love crock-pot recipes in the summertime so I don't have to heat my kitchen up, so this was a win-win. The next recipe that I'm going to share in today's video is for this ravioli. So we're going to start out by making the sauce, and to do that you just want to melt some butter. I will, like I always do, have all the recipes linked in the description box below so you'll have the measurements, but I did change on the website. It comes from the Cozy Cook. You can adjust the serving size, so I made it for 3 servings. So just to give you kind of a little bit of an idea of how much ingredients I was using here. But you want to melt your butter and then saute your garlic, and I let that saute for a couple of minutes, and then I added in the flour, and then again you want to let this cook down for about a minute just to let that raw flour taste come off. And then to that we're going to add in the tomato paste. So I'm just here working in the tomato paste into the mixture, and you want to cook this until it is fragrant. I've mentioned it in a video quite a while back. When I went to culinary school, I had a teacher that said you want to cook it until it tastes like pizza, and I love that reference because that's really what it smells like, and that kind of gives you a good idea of when it's ready for your next step. Then I added in our spices, which I showed you there, and that's just some onion powder, mustard powder, which I was surprised by, but was really good, and then some oregano and some dried basil. And then once that is combined, I just went in with my chicken broth. So I use the better than bouillon, which is why I had separate water and then the better than bouillon. Whenever I'm cooking that on the stove, I don't take the time to mix it together because it's going to be heating up on the stove, so it melts right in. Then you're going to add in some heavy cream, stir that well to combine, and let that thicken up a little bit. And then you're going to go in with a little bit of cream cheese. And I did not let mine soften before, but it was okay. I just kind of mashed it into that mixture with the back of my slotted spoon, which you're going to see me doing here. And then that melted right in. And then once that was melted into the mixture, I went in with some Rotel. So that's the tomatoes and the diced green chilies. You just want to make sure that you drain it. I did save some of the liquid like the recipe said you could in case your sauce was too thick, but I ended up not needing it. So you add that in. And then you're just going to finish it off with some Parmesan cheese and get all of that stirred well together, and then you're ready for the ravioli. So I always recommend using refrigerated ravioli if you're able to. It just has a much better taste. And this time I actually used the Italian sausage refrigerated ravioli instead of the cheese, which I always use, because I was making this specifically for my husband and I knew that he would really like it. So I'm going to add in some red pepper flake. I decided to add that in at the end because I know that he likes a little bit of a kick, so I just added a little bit. The recipe didn't call for it, but it was really good. And then I added in that cooked ravioli, and then we were ready to go for dinner. So this would be great with a side salad, some garlic bread. It really is a complete meal in itself because this ravioli has the meat in it. But if you're vegetarian, or like I said, my preference is a cheese ravioli, that would be amazing with this sauce as well. I did taste test the sauce and it was absolutely amazing, so I hope that you give this one a try. Now our last recipe is a sheet pan dinner, and this cannot get any easier, and it was absolutely delicious. So this is sheet pan, it's some sausage, potatoes, and green beans. So here you can see the ingredients that I'm going to use. Your potatoes you want to cut into about 1-inch squares. That's important so that it cooks on time. And then the green beans, I just went ahead and snapped the ends off of and made sure that I rinsed them well. And then the sausage, you just want to slice into circles. You can use any kind of sausage that's fully cooked that you prefer, so just use whatever you like. And then to that, I put it on a parchment lined pan. I drizzled it with some olive oil, and then I seasoned it with salt, pepper, onion, and garlic powder. I will have the recipe that inspired this listed below. It did not call for the onion powder, but I added that in. And they also mixed like the oil and all the seasonings and then drizzled it over, but I didn't see the need to dirty another pan. I just did it onto the sheet pan. And then this is going to bake in the oven. It calls for 425, but my parchment paper only is safe up to 420. So that's what I had my oven at, and it took about 35 minutes. So make sure if you're baking with your parchment paper, you check to see what the highest temperature allowed is, because that's really important just to make sure you're being safe. I love the versatility of this recipe because you can use any kind of sausage you like. If you want to use a chicken sausage, a veggie sausage, and you can switch out the vegetables to what you prefer. So if you want to use broccoli or cauliflower, you can absolutely do that. So here it is out of the oven, absolutely amazing. I really hope that you guys enjoyed today's video. If you haven't done so already, please make sure that you subscribe and join my YouTube family. I would love to have you here, and I hope that you have a wonderful day.